this one today, and I'm going to share my screen. Okay, kids, so hopefully you guys can see this, and I'm going to just give a little bit of commentary about it. Today we are live on the Kong Family page, and this is the Kong Family Show. We are in the process of changing the world because that's what we're doing. It's happening. One glass of 9.5, one amazing guest, one amazing video, one amazing family at a time, along with, of course, that incredible lightning bolt in a box. So, anyway, this video that we're going to see right here that you should be able to see on your screen, this video is a bunch of dentists, or one dentist and 3 doctors talking about how they utilize it. One of them is Dr. Shinya, who's the guy who developed the colonoscopy. You know, you'd think that he'd have a little bit of credibility with people. Seems how people run in all the time when they get to be about 40, 50 years old, and they run in and go get a colonoscopy, find out whether they have colon cancer or not, or whatever. And this guy wholly recommends Kangen water. And so I think that's incredible. And then we have Dr. Filzer, who got his, started his, his practice, whatever, his education at Harvard Medical School. You know, you'd think he'd have a little bit of credibility too. And then you have Dr. Tim McKnight. He's pretty interesting because he wrote a book called The Skeptical Physician, because he was a big time skeptic, just like I was. And the thing is, like I was talking about before the computer crashed, I was a huge skeptic, but only up until the point when I decided to take a look. Once I decided to take a look, my skepticism immediately disappeared. And I became a huge proponent of this. And in fact, now I have decided that it is my life. It is going to be the rest of my life. It's the most powerful thing I've ever done in my life. It's the most rewarding thing I've ever done. And I intend to perk and work and share Kangen water for the rest of my life, because I simply want to help people. I don't want people to suffer the way my mother did. And I truly believe that had I known about this technology while my mother was still alive, that she would still be here with me today, barring some sort of a tragic accident or something like that. Because let's face it, kids, yesterday's gone, tomorrow isn't guaranteed. All we have is today. So how about living for today, huh? What a concept. But anyway, so we should be live on the Kong Family page, and I just want to make sure, hopefully you guys can see my screen, and perhaps Ricky, you can let me know on through Messenger or something whether things are coming through properly. I'd appreciate that. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get this baby rolling. Hopefully you guys can see this, and I'm going to expand it so that you guys can see the full screen.
In my life as a physician, I was working on a doctorate in nutrition. I have a bachelor's and a master's degree in nutrition, and completed my PhD coursework prior to starting medical school. So my background really began in nutrition. When I entered medical school, I was sort of trained like most allopathic physicians that our job is to diagnose disease and to treat it with medication and surgery when necessary. And so I followed that model for the first few years of practice. I began to turn back towards my nutritional training and trying to help them understand nutrition, as well as exercise physiology and activity, as a means of helping them improve their health and reverse some of the chronic diseases that I was seeing on a regular basis.
Many processes within our bodies produce free radicals. Free radicals are entities that have lost an electron. They are positively charged. They come from the breakdown of foods, from the breakdown of toxins, and they enter our bloodstream. These free radicals are potentially harmful to cells. They will attach themselves, for example, to the lining cell of an artery. And when they do, they will produce an injury. That injury will create a response in the body, trying to heal it. Platelets will come from the blood and try to plug that injury. And in the process of making a clot, in the process of then bringing in scavenger cells to repair the damage. The blood vessel is damaged. That's one of the theories of atherogenesis.
I've been here for over 20 years as a dentist, and prior to that, I was a dental hygienist. When I worked as a dental hygienist, I got very interested in nutrition and the nutrition and how it relates to the teeth and how it relates to the person.
I've been asking every patient, most of the patients come to every 3 years or so. So I observe every year carefully, and I tell them your colon becoming very firm and tight and developing more pockets. So you have to change your diet, to my diet. Then they improve year by year. Let's say at least like 2 years, 3 years later, their colon becomes soft and pliable. Even you have a lot of pockets, diverticulosis, which can create thickening of the intestinal, the muscular layers. So this diet and the water can change your body situation.
I tell my patients that we are one big biochemical reaction. Everything that's happening in our body is a biochemical reaction. And for biochemical reactions to occur, we need a solvent. And the solvent in our bodies is water. So there's no question that the most important thing that we can do is hydrate our bodies.
Acid reflux, as you know, is a huge problem in our country. People who are obese tend to have it because their stomach and their gastroesophageal junction gets shoved up into the chest. Their lower esophageal sphincter isn't tight, and the esophagus is squamous epithelium. It's a different lining from the stomach, and it doesn't tolerate acid. So when the valve that connects the stomach to the esophagus, that interconnection, doesn't function, the acid suddenly starts bathing this lining of the esophagus in acid, and it can't tolerate it. It's painful. People have that terrible sour taste in their back of their throat.
When we treat chronic disease with medication and we don't really attack the root cause, which is oxidative stress, free radical damage, we're not really treating or curing the disease, we're managing the disease.
Antioxidants have become very, very popular because they are electron donors. And when they meet a free radical, that free radical gets what it wants. It gets its electron, and it's neutralized. Now, the oxidation reduction potential of Kangen water is gigantic. It's about 30 times greater than the famous green tea. Everyone knows about green tea being a profoundly good antioxidant. Fruits, vegetables are considered antioxidants. Kangen water at a pH of 9.5 can have a negative, which is an electron donating reduction potential of up to 600 millivolts. It's measured in millivolts. You couldn't eat enough fruits and vegetables to get anywhere near that amount into your system. So it's a very, very beneficial thing to our health.
We rely on oxidative stress to kill bacteria and viruses and fungi. But oxidative stress in excess, when we don't have the proper balance, when we have too much oxidation and not enough of its counterpart, which is reduction, then we get into this situation where we start to see degeneration occur in cells, in the tissues, and ultimately in the body. We get degeneration of the body, we get aging, and we get chronic disease. Oxidative stress is the mechanism by which all this happens.
I find that drinking Kangen water is satisfying because it quenches one's thirst. One is able to drink a lot more because you don't get that bloated feeling. It is as if the water is very much more quickly absorbed. And there are studies that have shown that from the Japanese literature, that the water starts being absorbed in the distal esophagus before it even hits the stomach. It's absorbed in the stomach, and then by the time the duodenal sweep has been reached, it's practically already totally absorbed.
Oxidized water is a very unhealthy to me. So I don't drink that kind of water, but I drink alkalized water. New York water, they said the best water, but it still contains the chlorine. Why did they put the chlorine in? Because of the chlorine put into the water, that it creates of the free radicals, and that free radicals can kill the bacteria. So that the chlorine in water is, there is no bacteria besides. That's a healthy water they call. But for a health point of view, taking this chlorine-containing water is actually oxidized water.
When I found out that the Kangen water machine makes 7 types of water, I started exploring the high end, the 11.5, and the 2.5 end of that water. And on my exploration, found out that the 2.5 water is bactericidal, and I am using it in my practice to help with bleeding. I use it to sanitize the mouth before I start working on the patients. I have used it in periodontal disease, and I've actually seen reversals of people's periodontal conditions. The teeth will actually tighten up with the use of the 2.5 water.
The Japanese have done a tremendous amount of work on using ionized water for wound care. There's a lot published in the Japanese literature and also now in American literature about using pH 2.5 water for bactericidal purposes. Staph aureus, for example, cannot survive in 2.5 pH water. The kill ratios are dramatic for this. And so it stands to reason that this would be beneficial for contaminated wounds or even infected wounds. The Japanese, for example, treat diabetic ulcers with ionized water with a low pH and find that to be extremely successful. They also have published a lot on it, and the before and after pictures are very dramatic. The pH 2.5 water has tremendous antibacterial properties against both gram-negative and gram-positive organisms.
The benefit for me as a physician to use water to treat bacterial infections is phenomenal. Number one, water's cheap. Secondly, it's very effective. We've seen through studies, and I've seen through my own observations with patients that it's very effective. And thirdly, there's no side effects to it.
With the standard American diet, it's actually very sad. I mean, that is what it stands for. Standard American diet is filled with sugars and the high energy drinks and even the bottled waters, the potato chips and the pizza and the things that these children are getting in the vending machines. All of that is acidic. And now with Kangen water, we have an alkaline water that actually will help reverse what conditions may occur using all those acidic items in our diet.
You think the skin is only young? No, artery is young too. So I did the CT scan, my coronary artery, and my coronary artery didn't show any narrowing or stricture. Most of people who are eating a lot of beef, meat, and a lot of oxidized water, they tend to develop more narrowing strictures. And many people, even in the 50s, they had the bypass procedure, the stenting, all kind of problems. Yeah. So definitely the drinking alkalized water and ionized water is more beneficial for us, for our health.
One of the things that you learn is called primum non nocere. Above all, do no harm. That is the duty of a physician. It dates back to Hippocrates. None of us want to do harm. What we should do, and I think when we're convinced of something that is really, truly good for people, we should go and recommend it to people.
Anytime our body sees protein that it doesn't recognize, we have the susceptibility to cause an inflammatory reaction or an allergic reaction. I think that helps me understand why so many asthmatics and why so many people with allergic rhinitis and other allergies do very well with this water in terms of controlling their allergies, because I really do think there's a connection there with incompletely digested proteins through the typical American diet that we consume.
Periodontal disease affects 75% of the population. And periodontal disease is a silent disease of the mouth. In other words, you don't really know you have it until it's too late. What I've found is that we do comprehensive cleanings on people to try to get their mouth healthy again. But we use as an adjunct the acidic water that we make here at the office with our Kangen machine, and we use it under the sulcus of all the teeth, in other words, around the teeth and the gums, to clean all the bacteria during our procedures. And we also send the patient home with the water, because I'm sure you've heard the eyes are the mirror to the soul and the mouth is the mirror to the rest of the body.
There is so much evidence that we're doing good. Look at Japan. The country of Japan has the highest consumption of ionized water in the world. Now, I'm not saying it is necessarily a direct effect, but they are also number one in overall health care in the world and number one in longevity in the world. When we compare that to the United States, we're number 38 in longevity and in overall health. The Cubans have better health than we do.
We need to respect the fact that we have all these built-in mechanisms to help us fight disease, to maintain our health. But we need to support ourselves in that healing process by eating natural foods, by drinking the right type of water, by managing stress, by getting plenty of exercise and plenty of oxygen to our lungs.
This is a very important. You just change your diet very little bit. Enjoy your health, enjoy your longevity too. I think number one most important thing is water. To drink water, alkalized and ionized water, which is Kangen water.
I'm very excited that Kangen water is here to help both children and adults alike. I'm having great results with it in my practice, and my patients are loving it.
I've had the great fortune in my life to have graduated from one of the finest medical schools in the world, Harvard. I was trained in the Harvard residency program. I've spent my entire professional career affiliated with that institution. One of the best things next to being affiliated with this great institution has been my discovery of Kangen water.
For those of you who are trying to optimize your health and trying to do everything you can to have good health, to maintain your health, preserve your health, my plea is just try the water. There's nothing more simple, there's nothing more inexpensive, and there's nothing more powerful and effective than water.
In Japan, they have a saying, Miso wo kayareba, jinsei ga kawaru. Translated, change your water, change your life. Do yourself and your family a
Okay, kids, what'd you guys think of that? I thought that was quite the video. And let's see here. Let's go back to. Let's see. How do I get this in? Oh, that's right. I need to stop sharing my screen. Let's see. There was something I wanted to show you guys. Oh yeah, that's right. I want to show you guys something here. Let's see. How do I get there? Hold on. Let me get this thing out of my way. And I'm going to go here to Facebook. And I'm going to get this thing out of the way too. And come on. I'm amazed that video played so well. My internet is rolling pretty slow today. But we had Christina Lee on the show yesterday. She's up in Canada, and she's actually quite awesome. I don't know if you guys heard that yesterday about how she went in to have a minor thing done to her cheek or whatever, and the doctor decided to just go ahead and remove her perfectly good salivary gland while he was in there. You know, oh, well, I'm here. Might as well just cut this out. Let's just get rid of that, even though it's perfectly fine. You know, I'll tell you what, you guys. That's why I can't stand doctors. You know, they're just, you know, the people you just saw in that video. Those are real doctors. People like the one that took out Christina's salivary gland. Those are what I call doctors, because they're not doctors. You know, now she has all kinds of problems with you know, saliva, having enough saliva in her mouth to take care of things and that kind of stuff. And that's just, it's just insane, man. It should be criminal for them to do that kind of thing. But gosh, I'm trying to, let's see here. I probably don't even need to do this. I'm going to go to right here. And she said it was 9.5, 9 point, oh, 9.5 shop.ca. And the reason I'm showing you guys this is that Christina, after being on the show yesterday, she decided that she's going to offer a 10% discount to all members of the Kong family on her page here, where you can get stickers, labels, faucets, business builder tools. Looks like she's got some really good stuff here. You know, let's kind of check it out. I want to see what she's got. She's got stickers and labels, accessories for spray bottles, drinkware. Let me get this out of the way again. I'm going to minimize this so that we can actually see what she's got in here. I wonder what this Senya collection is all about. Shop now on the Senya collection. Okay, so his book, The Enzyme Factor, it's $22.57. You'll get a 10% discount if you decide to buy through this and put in order to get the 10% discount, you guys, you put in the promo code KONG. Ah, isn't that awesome? KONG, put in KONG, save 10%. HooDeeHoooo. Gotta love that, baby. But there's the Senya collection, water trial labels. I wonder what this is. Let's check it out. Water trial labels. So I guess these are labels that you can stick on your bottles or whatever. Let's see what else she's got. Decals. Car magnet. You're not sick, you're thirsty, kids. Get it together. Drink Kong. Business, let's see what she's got. Faucets here. Now these faucets, they look pretty cool and all, but they're kind of expensive. You know, satin nickel, that's kind of nice. But you know, my faucet, I like to call this, when we put this kind of a faucet in, I call it giving Kong his own spring, or Kong his own waterfall to drink from. And I'll tell you what, you guys, if you still have your Kong machine hooked up to your faucet through the diverter, you're really blowing it, man. It's so much nicer to give Kong his own spring. And, you know, you look at the price of these things, you can go to the Home Depot and you can get a faucet at the Home Depot for $44. And then all you need to do is use a little T to hook into your cold water line. And, you know, literally for like 55 bucks, you can get everything you need. 55, 60 bucks, you can get everything you need to hook that faucet up on its own, and have it so that Kong can have his own spring, baby. It is so nice being able to, run your Kong machine and your faucet at the same time. You can be doing dishes or whatever at the same time as you are running, filling up Kangen water jugs to give away to people. And so anyway, I just thought I'd let everybody know that right here at 9.5shop.ca, you can get a 10% discount when you check out. Just punch in the promo code Kong, and that will get you that'll get you that 10% discount. I think it's pretty cool of her to give the family a discount, and I really love that. I'm gonna put out a post about it, let people know that she's doing that for us, and I think that's awesome of her. She certainly didn't have to do that, so I love it. I hope you guys love it too. But I'm going to go ahead and stop screen sharing now and get back to the regular gig. Scott, what's going on, brother? Where are you? You with me? Scotty, are you with me, or are you locked up?
Oh, I'm back.
There you are.
I was taking a couple pictures right there. Over here in Idaho, potato state.
What's that?
Idaho.
You're up there in Maronia?
Yeah.
Hey, you know how I am. I got a joke about everything. I'm trying to come up with like what's the word for them? I call it Utardia, California, Oregomers, Idamaronians,
Yeah.
Arizonians, Coloradicals. If anybody has any suggestions for the rest of the states in the nation, please forward them on, and I will happily use them whenever possible.
You got the Floridians.
The Floridians. Dude, I love it. That's a great one. And so I don't know what everybody, I hope everybody thought that. I don't know if everybody's even seen that video yet or not. And I thought that was a great video. I've actually watched it several times. And I actually, my cousin who just bought a Kangen water machine from me, she works as a dental hygienist. And she has already been given approval by her boss to be able to start using Kangen water in doing what she does. And so actually today I'm going up to do some ORP testing and do a little bit of training with her, and I'm gonna show her that video. I'm gonna actually take my computer. Actually, I don't think I even need to do that. I think she's got a computer right there just off of her kitchen where we can go ahead and watch that video. I'm gonna bring it up and suggest that she watch it so that she can get an idea as to how she can utilize Kangen water when she's cleaning people's teeth. And, and hopefully she can get the dentist to watch that. And, so it's just areas where we have the ability to, to affect our businesses. Every one of us knows a dentist. And, so if you've got a dentist that you use, you might want to try talking to them about it and see if you can get them to consider the idea of watching the video, watching that video. It's available on YouTube, and I'm also saving it on the Kong Family Show page. And hey, it's a Jeannie. How's it going, honey? HooDeeHoooo. Did you get to see that video?
Yeah, JJ.
Which one?
Did you get to see that video? Were you on live?
I just popped on now, so I might have to catch the replay.
Yeah, we just I am actually recording this. I thought I'd go ahead and record this because of the fact that I'm yammering about it and giving some of my own commentary about you know, about the video. That particular video, Dr. Tim McKnight is in it. He's the skeptical physician. He's written a book called The Skeptical Physician, talking about how he was a tremendous skeptic, just like I was. And, you know, one of the things I was talking about earlier is that I was a skeptic, but the only reason I was a skeptic is because I didn't know anything. I never looked. I thought it was stupid. Why? Because I never looked. You know, if you don't look, how are you going to know anything? If you won't learn, how are you going to learn anything? You know, it's like, it's crazy. A closed mind is the most costly thing there is in the world. And I don't have a closed mind, but it just took that special story to turn the light bulb on to my brain cell and get me to go ahead and take a look. And once I took a look, that was it, man. My skepticism was gone, just like that. And so that's what we want to try to do, you guys, is get people to take a look. And if they'll actually take a real look, the science is sound, everything is sound. And heck, if they can't take what Dr. Shinya has to say, I mean, you're talking about the guy who developed the colonoscopy. You know, you got all these people that are, you know, once they hit like 40 years old, 40 to 50 years old, it's like, I got to go get my colonoscopy, you know. Who the hell do you guys think developed that thing? Well, guess what? He's a Kangen water guy. And he highly recommends it. What's that, Scott?
I said a lot of us is going to be a little skeptical because you know, it comes down to it when we're going to be skeptical about it because, you know, when it comes down to it, it's water. And it's like, no, why have we never been educated or had the knowledge about something that was so easy about our health that we essentially need anyways, because our body is what, 80% water, you know? And I do believe, what is it, the brain's 85% water or something like that. But I mean, you know, I mean, it's something that we essentially need. And when you come down to it and it's like, well, it's water, that's so simple, that's so easy. Why wasn't we educated about it? It's just because it's so simple, you know what I mean? But just like I did when in the video, that was a very interesting video. That's the first time I watched that video, and I appreciate you for putting that on there because, you know, I jumped on a little late, but I caught the very end of it. I'm gonna catch a replay and make sure I get all of it. But that was very interesting, and I'll make sure I share it. But like I had a itch in the bottom of my leg a couple weeks back. And, you know, you take your other foot, you know, scratch it, things like that don't come raw and everything. And you're like, you know, and it starts bothering and burning. Well, I had a little bit of 2.5 water, and I put that on her the night before I went to bed. And literally the next day it was already scabbed over. So, I mean, that tells you right there, the 2.5 water does its job. And with them, you know, over in Japan using it, what is, I do believe they use over there is 11.5 is for the sanitizing and cleaning, or is it the 2.5 for that? But, you know, they've been using it for the years, and like they're saying, you know, the life expectancy over there, and just pretty much, you know, probably being like chemical free and this everything over there also, just be able to utilize different waters and educate ourselves with the water. But yeah, that I want, like I said, I want to thank you for sharing that video and everything. That, I mean, it was very interesting, JJ. So, but yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, no worries, brother. Thanks for that input. And you know, that's what it's all about, you guys. It's just all about trying to share value. Our job is to educate people. You know, like we say often, our job is to open doors. It's other people's jobs to decide whether they want to walk through them or not. And you know, that I've been doing this for a long time. For 26 years, I've been opening doors and trying to get people to walk through them in regards to these kinds of issues. I wish I would have known about Kangen water 26 years ago. That would have been fantastic. But I didn't, and all things happen in their time, the way they're supposed to. And so that's where we're at. We have what we have, and we have it now. And the goal for me with the Kong family is to share value every day. That's kind of what I've learned from being as part of the morning motivation, part of the affiliate marketing stuff that I've learned, traction marketing and all that kind of stuff. It's all about providing value, because if people see the value, they will flock to it. You know, the biggest obstacle for us with Kangen water is helping people to understand the value. You know, like Sean and I always say, people are already paying for the Kangen water machine. They're just not getting the value. They're not getting the benefits of it because they don't have it. They're paying the money already. Like, I was talking to one of my good buddies. I went up to give him a tile bid because every now and again I'll do some tile work to grab some extra money. What the heck? And sometimes it's fun, and I get to help people and you know, use a little bit of creativity and you know, a little bit of change of pace. But I only do it for friends and family now. But he called me. He had a flood in his basement and had a bad, you know, he had sewer come up into his basement and had to completely redo his whole sewer line down there. They had to like jackhammer out the concrete and get down to the sewer lines and replace them and all that stuff. And so I got to go do some carpet work for him and some tile work for him. But he runs a Greek restaurant here in town, and heck, he spends $150 a month at least on degreasers, chemical degreasers, to degrease his floors, degrease his things over his cooking things, whatever, you know. And I'm like, George, you're already that right there, $150 a month, man. That's almost what you would pay for a super 501. You know, you probably be paying about $190 a month if you use Enagix financing. But so he's all into it and he wants to give it a try. And you know, but it's all about getting them to like just take a look. And so that's one of our big things. Yeah, what's up, brothers? Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, and with you saying that, with saving the money and stuff, with, you know, him $150 a month just on that one chemical for him.
Yeah.
Not saying the other chemicals that he's also using. So what I'm saying with everybody that's out here, I mean, what's more important? Your health now or your health later in the years when you don't have no choice then. You have a choice now. And you have a choice that you can do away with the chemicals. You have a choice to be able to, you know, save on pharmaceuticals or even get off of pharmaceuticals. You have a choice to bring your body back out of the acidic and back alkaline like when we was born, and to help fight the illnesses that we have and stirring up how we say it stirs up the startup of cancer cells, which start up that disease and everything. And we're not having it, you know, disclaimer, not saying that the water does everything and it cures everything and it's the magic of everything. But like we're saying it, I mean, we're water. We need water, and we need that electricity, that part of it to, you know, not just the oxygen, but we need, you know, with the hydration, the electricity part of it for the energy to focus and to heal the body from the inside out, right? And as we've always said before, you know, think of it this way also. Do you want to stay plump like a prune right now and live your life and live the journey and stay healthy and educate yourself on how you can fight the sicknesses and illnesses and narcotics? Or would you rather just poison it with the things you're putting in your body, poison it with all the chemicals that you're using that's not just going into your immune system, but, you know, if you use bleach to clean your house, 7 hours after you put the lid back on it, you're done with it. 7 hours after, you know, it's still breaking down your immune system. And you can just use water, and we can cut back on the sicknesses. We can save the money on all these things. And everyone's like, oh, I can't afford it. You can't afford it. You can say, if you just buy the machine, you can save money on the chemicals, like he was just saying. You can save money on the pharmaceuticals. You can save money on, you know, not having to buy, you know, nighttime NyQuil or ZQuil or or whatever you may need, or a cough medicine that's over the counter or something that you may need at the store. I know you're saving all that money. So, you know, don't say you can't afford it, because we all can really afford it. And there's other things you can really afford too. I mean, you know, a lot of us, when we're going out to get our coffee in the mornings or this or that or whatever, you know, if you're buying a coffee every morning, it's what, about $3 every morning you're spending. You know, just have you a Conga machine with the freaking coffee maker, right? Buy you some coffee. The coffee's like $15. You know, if you make a pot a day because you're running off to work or whatever, you know, make that pot, put it in your thermos. You know, that's $3. Okay, and you have coffee for a whole pot of coffee. So that's $3 you're saving each day throughout that whole month, and you made it with Kangen water, so you're making yourself healthy there. So stay plumped up like the prune, man. Because if you don't, and you don't care about your health down and hydrate it the right way, and then you're going to turn around and your body's going to keep on dehydrating itself, like most of the American people are here in America, is dehydrated because we're not educating and watching what we're putting in our body, and we're just all not plumping up like we need to. We're dehydrating and shrinking up from a plump into a raisin, you know, and we're wrinkling up and we're getting older and we're starting to feel these pains and all that, and it's all because we're not staying healthy like we need to be. So, you know, don't say you can't afford one of these machines, guys, because like JJ was saying, there's financial plans that you can get into. Like I'm in one. That's how I'm getting my machine. You can pay for one straight up. You can pay, and then probably, you know, a cashier's check, credit card, debit card, check, however you want to do it. I know different ways you can do it. And if you reach out to JJ, I think there's a way that he's mentioned before. I don't know if he wants people to know about something about you said before, that you can actually probably become a distributor of one if you wanted to, if you couldn't afford one, and get one actually for what'd you say, $50 out of your own pocket or something like that. And you know, you won't get your machine until after you get the money up, but your distributor, you can get some free water from maybe somebody that you know that does have a machine, okay, and be a distributor and sell the machine. And as you're selling the machine, boom, you turn around, you sell, you know, 1, 2, 3 machines, 4 machines, whatever it takes to get the machine you want to get. All that money come from you being a distributor, and you only paid $50 for the package, I do believe is how he explained it. And you paid $50 for your machine. So what if it's $2, $3, $4, $5,000? Isn't your health worth it? And there's ways that we can get you a machine. You just got to ask. And like we've always said before, we're out to change the world. We're out to educate people and give them better health. All right. It's a lightning bolt that's in a box, and you can't afford it. You know, don't say you can afford it. Your health is priceless. So don't say you can't afford it. We'll help you get one.
And I'd say that people who say they can't afford it, I say you can't afford not to have it.
Yep.
You know, that's the truth of the matter. And, you know, it's just amazing that's the things that people are spending money on. And, you know, it's like my niece Tammy, she's on here. She lives down in the Virgin Islands. She's on the live feed. Maybe she's in there. I don't know whether she is or not. Hey, Tammy, if you're still in here, send me a message, you know, type in a message and say, yeah, I'm still listening. Because if you're listening, I'd like to tell you a couple of things.
I need you to overnight me some water, JJ, because I only got like 3 gallons left. I don't get to go home for vacation till the 2nd, so I don't think 3 gallons is going to last me.
When are you going to be coming back through Utardia?
I'm actually just now entering Utah, buddy.
Oh, dude, come on down, man. We'll fill you up. Send you home with some bags full.
I do believe this is it says exit 340 to I-84 East, Cheyenne, and I'm 76 miles from right there. So.
Yeah, so come on down. You know where to go when you get down there. To just go to that same spot, and I'll come down and grab you.
All right.
So anyway, you know, if I'm wondering if my niece is going to say something here, but I'm going to go ahead and say this anyway, just right here on the show, and maybe she'll see it on the Kong family page or the recording when I post it up. But, you know, Tammy, I want to let you know that Paulista, Aunt Iris's daughter, she bought a Kong machine. She's the dental hygienist that just bought a Kong machine, And also your Uncle Leonard, my brother, he bought a Kong machine. You know, they didn't buy these things because they're scams. And another thing I wanted to tell you that Scott was just talking about, it's called the Takurai Sales Kit. What it is it's an ability for you to be able to earn a Kangen water machine. So that's the thing. Anybody who really wants one of these things can have one. You can earn it. It costs you $25 out of your own pocket. And what you do is you sell a machine to somebody else. They buy their machine, and when they're ready to buy it, you actually fill out a Takurai sales kit form. So you've got this form here. This is the Takurai sales kit form. You fill it out with all of your information on it, and you put your $25 with that form. And then the person who's buying the machine, they buy the machine on this form, and then you turn both forms in together to a Enagic, and that activates your distributorship as an Enagic Kangen water distributor. What happens is you get a commission check in the mail. And from what I understand, what they do is they send you part of the commission and they keep part of it towards your machine. Or you can tell them, hey, just keep whatever commissions I get, keep it and add it up towards my machine until I finally get enough money to buy my machine. And to buy an SD501, to earn the commission to get an SD501, I believe it takes 8 sales to get the money to buy your SD501. And so, that's all you got to do. Put 25 bucks out of your own pocket, start sharing the Kong Family Show, start sharing the information, start getting that together, and eventually you'll have the money together where you get your Kangen water machine for 25 bucks out of your own pocket. Tammy, Rob can't argue with that. If you earn your own machine, whatever. I mean, I don't know what to say. It sucks that you've got a husband who is so damn close-minded. People who think they know everything just suck. As much as I love him, I'm so disappointed in him that he thinks he knows everything and thinks this is a scam, because it sure as hell isn't a scam. You don't stay in business for 45 years and do business in 172 countries by being a freaking scam. It's just ridiculous that people think that way. What's that, Scott? Go ahead.
I was going to say, just think, if you also think of it that way and someone says, well, say, for instance, a machine, the one machine, what, $4,000 or something like that, and you do the 25 out of your pocket to do that, to get your 8 sales, but say that you end up, you're not at your 8 sales yet, but say maybe tax season's coming around, okay, and you have only got 5 sales. Well, you got that 5 sales that you got that money towards your machine, right? So you say, okay, well, how much money do I have towards the machine on them 5 sales? Okay, I only need this much more. I'm getting taxes back. Then you turn around and pay for it. And if you really think about it, guys, even tax money is all free money when you really think about it, because it's money that you're not missing anyways, because it's taken out of your check every week when you get your check, and you're not missing it. It's not money that you was ever handed. At the end of the year, you're getting it. So you could do it that way. If you look at it that way, you can look at that way as getting 40, 50, 60, 70% off. So you can look at it also that way, not have to actually pay for the full price for the machine. So there's just different ways about it. Like we said, or you can pay it straight off, or you can do the finance. I mean, there's all kinds of ways, guys. So don't say you cannot afford a machine, because there is ways that you can afford it. You can reach out to JJ, you can reach out to our buddy Sean, you reach out to me, reach out to anybody else that you've seen, because like JJ says, we don't care who you buy your freaking machine from, okay? We don't care. The thing is, we want you to change your health. We want to help you change your life. We want to educate you guys on what you can do to live a prosper, healthier life and live the journey and be here for your loved ones, and just, not have to deal with the aches, pains, man, that we get that we go through when we get so freaking old. So
Yeah.
I'm not even that old yet, and I'm already going through some of them. But ever since I've been drinking that Kangen water, like I've said before, guys, I sleep like a newborn baby, and I can smell the rain now instead of feeling the pain. I smell the rain before it's going to rain. I used to be able to say, hey, man, it's going to rain because my back, my hips hurt. I don't say that no more because it don't bother me. So don't
Yeah.
say I can't forge your machines, guys, because their health, like I said, their health is priceless.
Amen. Yeah, you know, when you look at the actual value of the Kangen water machine and the lifespan of it, like I've said before, I met a guy who's had his machine for 35 years. And he told me it still works just as good now as it worked 35 years ago when I smuggled it in from Japan. And so when you've got something that lasts that long, if you take the cost of the machine and divide it by its longevity, you know, and you amortize that out, you find out that the dang thing is it's so ridiculously cheap that, you know, it's just whatever. I mean, people just need to think through it, but they need to open their eyes first. And I still have yet to find anybody who has looked at this that doesn't at least want to get their machine. It's like my niece Tammy. She wants a machine, but her husband is an absolute. He's a guy that rebuilt. He designs and builds desalination equipment for desalinating the ocean. And he thinks that it's the exact same thing and the exact same process, and he's wrong. It's not even close to being the same process. And so, you know, whatever. I mean, people have to make their own decisions. They have to do their own things. And Rachel, little Jeannie, I wanted to comment on your comment. Yeah, you're exactly right. It's not a scam. The scam is the government and all these pharmaceutical entities that you know are keeping this kind of information from the people. And, you know, the media and the educational institutions, you know, they're keeping all this information away too. And then some of them just flat out don't even know, you know, and you don't know what you don't know. Like Ricky said on the live feed, he said, you know, we don't know what we don't know. And that's the truth. But once you do know, you have a duty to get it out to other people, to share with other people. It's just like, for me, with what was said at the end of the book, World Without Cancer, you know, you now have the ability to live in a world without cancer. And the only reason you have that ability is because someone out there was gracious enough to bring this information to your attention. You know, can you do any less for others? For me, I can't do any less for others. Every time I eat a stranger's apple core, the reason I'm doing it is because I can't do any less for others. I have to do it. It's like built into my soul. I have to share this information with people. I don't care what people think. I don't care if my family thinks I'm nuts. I don't care if every single person on this planet thinks I'm insane. I don't care. Yeah, you make sure you eat that whole thing, honey. The key is to chop right through the middle of it. Go right through the middle first, and then you got these two ends, and then you chomp those ends down, and you chase that kind of spiny core. But make sure you chew those seeds up. You got to chew the seeds up. If you just swallow the seeds without chewing them up, you'll just poo them right out. They won't even get digested. You know,
well,
and
this one's for my little one, but yeah, I haven't really eaten seeds like that before.
yeah, they're not bad tasting or anything.
Yeah.
But don't cut those seeds out anymore. Everybody that's listening to this, eat your apple seeds, for crying out loud. You throw away the core, you're throwing away the most important part of the apple. Same thing with the apricot. When you eat an apricot, there's a pit in there. You bust that pit open, there's a little almond-like nut in there. Eat it. It should be nasty, bitter tasting. If it's not, then it doesn't have any of that crucial vitamin in it. It's got to be nasty. You don't want, you know, it's called the bitter apricot kernel. It's got to be bitter. If it's sweet and yummy, then it just barely has a teeny little bit of that essential vitamin in it. If you eat it and it's bitter, it's the second most potent source in all of nature for this vitamin. It's called vitamin B17. it's all documented in the book World Without Cancer. That book is still available. You can get it through G. Edward Griffin's website, which is called Reality Zone. It's realityzone.com. You can go there, and he's got all kinds of stuff. What this guy does is he writes and produces documentaries. He does documentary books and documentary videos, and he is an incredible researcher. He doesn't mess around. He doesn't fabricate anything. He just goes right for the heart of things, and he wants the truth. And I've met the guy. I had the pleasure of being able to pick him up when he was coming in to do a speech about one of his books called The Creature from Jekyll Island, that talks about the Federal Reserve Corporation and the Federal Reserve mechanism for destroying the value of money throughout the world. And, you know, these books, both The World Without Cancer and The Creature from Jekyll Island, they are the most paradigm shifting books that anybody can ever read. And when I tell people about them, I say, beware, because this is going to change your life. This is going to change your thought process, you know. So if you've got the balls to read it, just remember, this is what's going to happen. It's going to change your world. It's going to rock your world, and it's going to change your paradigm. And a lot of people are scared of having their paradigms changed. Me, I love the truth, and I don't care about my paradigm. If the truth contradicts my paradigm, then I'm going with the truth and changing my paradigm. And that's how I roll. I don't know how other people want to roll, but that's how I roll. And so anyway, you guys, we've been in here for a little over an hour, and I'm going to go ahead and get moving. I got a bunch of things to do today. We're going to be heading off to San Diego tomorrow, and Sean's on his way down here right now. He's going to be spending the night here tonight, and then we're taking off, and after the Kong Family Show tomorrow morning, we are bolting. We're heading for Las Vegas to install my buddy Steely's Kong machine. And then we're going to be bolting for San Diego the following morning. We're going to be going live from Vegas on the Kong Family Show. We're going to be going live from San Diego. We're going to actually be doing, while we're down in San Diego, we're going to be doing a whole bunch of live Kong Family
You're
shows.
welcome.
Probably going to be doing, 5 or 10 shows a day during those 3 days. We're going to be going live, interviewing a bunch of people. What would be really cool is if we could get Mr. Oshiro on the show. Man, I'm going to try. I'm going to be
That'd
trying
awesome.
crazy to get Mr. Oshiro to give us 5 minutes. And we'll see how that all goes. But anyway, everybody out there on the live feed, Ricky, as usual, thanks for your help and making sure that things are feeding good on your side so that people can see what's going on, because I'm still trying to learn exactly how to make this Zoom thing and live thing work and make it so everybody can see what I'm trying to get them to see. Vanita, love you, honey. Always good seeing you here. And let's see, who else is in here? We got Julio. Julio, what's going on, my brother? I don't know whether you're still here or not, but love you. Corolla, good to see you. Tammy, my niece, I'm not sure. She's probably not here anymore. She would have commented, but hopefully she'll get to check out some of it later. Stephanie, Miriam, Michelle, good to see you. Roger, love all you guys. I hope all you guys have an awesome day. Jeannie, love you, honey. I can't wait till we get a chance to actually meet in person and get a real hug. And
Yeah.
Scott, you have safe travels, Scott. And we'll see you here in probably like an hour or less, and get you some water and get you on your way. So, Rachel, have yourself an awesome day, honey. Thanks for joining in with us.
Yes, you too. And have a great pajama party.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Enjoy your trip. That's awesome.
I'm excited to go down there to San Diego. That's where I was born. And so
Cool.
I haven't been there in a long time. I'm looking forward to going to the beach and going
Yeah.
over to Coronado. And, there's a few things I want to go see while I'm down there that I just haven't seen in a long time. And so it's going to be a lot of fun. And so,
Nice.
yeah. All right, you guys. Love you guys so much. Have yourselves an awesome day. And of course, do not forget your hugs and your love you, kids.
All right. Have a good day.
Bye for now. See you
See
tomorrow.
you later. Yep.